Batarangs, heat vision, and plenty of explosions. These movies have it all. Welcome to WatchMojo.com, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 action scenes in DC movies.
Who is this guy?
For this list, we're looking at everything from one-on-one fights to car chases and every other form of bombastic and over-the-top action in between. Keep in mind that we are limiting this list to live-action films only, so sequences from animated films such as Batman Mask of the Phantasm and Batman Beyond Return of the Joker are out. Also, a spoiler alert is probably necessary. Number 10. He Stole My Balloons. Batman.
Those are my balloons.
After the Joker exposes a good chunk of Gotham's population to a fog of poisonous laughing gas, things start to look pretty bleak. That is, until, in heroic fashion, the caped crusader flies into action with his trusty Batwing to rain on Joker's parade. Batman makes quick work of the Clown Prince of Crime's deadly balloons, removing them from the situation and saving the suffocating civilians below.
Done.
Swooping back to finish the job, Bats picks Joker's goons off like flies with a swarm of bullets and missiles. The battle seems to be won, but the Joker has one more trick up his sleeve, or pant leg. He whips out an oversized revolver, blasting the Bat out of the sky. Number 9. Superman changes the missile's path. Superman. This movie's tagline was, "You'll believe a man can fly." Even today, nearly 40 years after its release, that remains true. After Lex Luthor launches a pair of missiles to ensure his real estate scam plays out successfully, Superman blasts through the air faster than a speeding bullet to stop them. Chasing one of the missiles at breakneck speed, Superman follows closely behind as the missile blazes across canyons and vast desert terrain. They twist and turn across the landscape until Superman stops the missile for good. Combine the remarkable velocity of both Superman and the missile with the suspenseful music of John Williams, and what could have been a straightforward chase is transformed into movie magic. Number 8. The Kryptonian Civil War. Man of Steel.
This council has been disbanded.
On whose authority?
Mine.
After the aforementioned Christopher Reeve series ended on a disappointing note, and Bryan Singer's Superman Returns struggled to make an impact, Zack Snyder's 2013 reboot needed to give Supes a comeback in a big way. With Krypton facing its impending destruction, and the villainous General Zod launching a rebellion against the planet's leaders, Jor-El realizes he needs to move quickly to ensure the survival of his race. In a breathtaking fight to keep the Codex safe, Jor-El battles back against Zod's troops and soars through the air in an exhilarating aerial action scene. Although Jor-El is ultimately successful in protecting the Codex, he dies at the hand of Zod moments before Krypton goes kaboom.
This is the end.
Number 7. Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice. Reactions to this anticipated DC blockbuster were split, but most agree that the titular showdown delivered. Watching these two modern icons smack each other around is a dazzling sight to behold. Both heroes showcase their trademark abilities in order to take their opponent down. Superman uses all of his powers, while Batman unleashes every tool in his arsenal. As the two titans trade blow after blow, they grow wearier from the battle, clearly exhausted from the fight, and interestingly, equally matched. We won't spoil it for you about who wins, but we can promise you that there's plenty of bloodshed and tons of property damage in the process. Number 6. Superman vs. General Zod, Man of Steel.
I exist only to protect Krypton.
Yeah, the amount of destruction during this fight scene may have been a bit on the excessive side, but holy hell is it an exciting spectacle. His plans foiled by Superman, General Zod charges at the Man of Steel with vicious force, sending them both crashing through the sky and causing buildings to tumble over in the process. The last Kryptonians lock themselves in a duel to the death, exchanging explosive punches and doing anything necessary to take down their adversary. As they smash, crash, and toss each other around Metropolis, the damage caused by their power is unbelievable. Their skirmish comes to a shocking conclusion when Superman snaps Zod's neck, an unexpected moment that left fans breathless. Number 5. Tonight, a comedian died. Watchmen.
Just a matter of time, I suppose.
Setting the stage for a much more violent superhero movie than most people are used to, the fight between the comedian and his assailant is a much more down-to-earth confrontation than the other entries on this list. The comedian is clearly getting his butt kicked by this mystery man, leaving you to squirm in your seat after every devastating punch and bone crack, knowing that there's no way he's winning this fight. After a gruesome display of bloodshed and hand-to-hand combat, the comedian is beaten to a pulp and tossed out his window, an image so accurate to the comics, it should make any fan squeal with giddy delight.
Unforgettable.
Number 4. Warehouse Rescue, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice. After Batman and Superman put their differences aside for the greater good, the Dark Knight rushes to a warehouse to save Martha Kent from Lex Luthor's henchmen. The warehouse is crawling with the goons, most of them carrying sharp, stabby objects and automatic weapons, but we're still gonna place the odds in Batman's favor. The action plays out at a blistering pace, with Batman leaping all around the room, brutally taking down each baddie with no mercy. The stunning choreography captures Batman's intense fighting style like no other film has done before, making him a superhero unwilling to compromise when it comes to beating down criminals. That's gonna leave a mark. Number 3. Truck Chase, The Dark Knight.
Lock and load!
This masterpiece has no shortage of thrilling action sequences, like the unforgettable opening bank heist. However, we're gonna tip our hats to what is arguably the most exciting set piece in the film, as well as a pivotal moment in the story, the truck chase. As the Joker leads an onslaught against the armored car transporting Harvey Dent, Batman makes his best effort to protect the district attorney from harm, which includes sacrificing his own Batmobile to stop an RPG. It only gets crazier from there, as Gotham's protector uses his Batpod to continue the exhilarating pursuit, and the Joker knocks a helicopter out of the sky. The final standoff between Batman and Joker is just icing on the cake.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you?
Number 2. Ideas are bulletproof. V for Vendetta.
You've got nothing but your bloody knives and your fancy karate gimmicks. We have guns.
No, what you have are bullets, and the hope that when your guns are empty, I'm no longer standing, because if I am, you'll all be dead before you've reloaded.
During the climactic moment of the film, V has a standoff with Officer Creedy in the sewers, and is quickly bombarded by a swarm of gunfire.
Kill him.
He miraculously survives, and before the men can fire another bullet, V begins to slice and dice. All the action plays out in slow motion as we watch V expertly dispatch each gunman in a spectacularly stylized and bloody fashion. As they go down one by one, V proves himself to be the definition of a one-man army and bona fide badass. By the way, did we mention that wickedly cool sound of V twirling his knives? Before we unveil our number one pick, here are some honorable mentions.
Start your screaming!
Familiar, don't you have anything new? How about this?
Number 1. Crashing This Plane, The Dark Knight Rises.
A lot of loyalty for a hired gun!
Or perhaps he's wondering why someone would shoot a man before throwing him out of a plane.
The fire rises, and so does this action scene, all the way to the top of our list. As the rousing musical score booms in the background, Bane makes it abundantly clear that he is a villain that means business.
Well, congratulations! You got yourself caught! Sir? Now what's the next step of your master plan?
Crashing this plane.
This sequence reaches dizzying heights when the plane Bane is hijacking is tipped on its side, causing the action inside to turn on its head. Fun fact, a large portion of this sequence was done for real. This realistic approach adds palpable tension to the scene, making it a fantastic opening and our favorite DC action scene of all time.
Calm down, Doctor. Now's not the time for fear. That comes later.
Do you agree with our list? What are your favorite action scenes from DC movies? For more superpowered top 10s published every day, be sure to subscribe to WatchMojo.com.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.